guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Kezzy B. I'm making the planter that I'm using to hold up the posts for my canopy. You can choose to make it a unpainted planter or a painted planter. The planter plans include a front and a back that's made entirely from 2x4s. The sides, the bottom, the mitered top, which is 4 pieces, and finally the skin, which is made of 20, about 1x4 pickets. Alright, so obviously I'm going through and cutting all the wood up. You gotta use your saw with your eye protection and your ear protection and cut up all the pieces that you need. The fronts, the backs, the miters, the bottom, everything that you need to cut. As you can see, I use a compound miter saw, and that makes it easier for me to cut all the pieces just because it has a laser guide on it, and I can rock the saw blade back and forth, which cuts the material a little better than just a plain chop saw. Alright, so let's put it together. Alright, so I'm making a modified pocket hole, and you see how I'm turning my drill upwards and pushing it down? That makes it so I don't have to use my pocket hole drill. So I'm doing a little starter hole and then just twisting it on its side, and I'm rotating the drill, as you can see. And I'm taking the drill, putting it in straight and rotating it up and pushing it straight down, and then rotating it up and pushing it straight down. And that's important because I wanna have kind of a blind connection, and I want it to be secure. Alright, and now I'm just screwing the pieces together, laying them on a flat surface and pushing them in, using a whole lot of my my body strength. Okay, so these are still the front and the back pieces, but notice how I put the side rails in to the top and bottom rails. I needed to do that with the pocket holes because I didn't want to see it on the front, and I didn't want any of my pickets to have to bump into a connector. So I put them all on the inside, and that securely fastens everything together. So that once you have 2 of them, so you repeat that twice, and once you have 2 of them, you use your side rails to connect them. I'm using a pencil to mark where the 2x4s are going to be placed, so I know exactly where to drill through to hit. And I'm actually going to drill these straight through. So from the outside in, I'll just have like a 2.5-inch screw that goes all the way through from the front all the way to the back. So you can't see it, but I'm drilling straight into the side of the 2x4 and going all the way through, and then I'll follow up. I cut through, and I use a larger drill bit, and I put in a larger hole so that I could sink all of my screws in a little deeper. So there you'll see me using that bigger drill, drill, and just going in maybe 1/4 inch deep. And here's my assembled box. So now it's time to put the... There's my son. So now it's time to put in the bottom rails. And I'm really just centering them in there the best I can. They don't need to be like perfect, but as long as they're reasonably evenly spaced, hi Damien, reasonably evenly spaced, then they should be all the way in. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm just drilling them straight through the edge of the material and straight into the sides of the box. Okay, so here's where I'm starting to put on my mitered top. I knew that I had to center the middle, and I'm marking it where the center is directly. This was actually pretty fun because I had to this was all trial and error, so I had to center that rail piece on top of the very top of the mitered piece. So I'm lining up those two marks that I made. So mark the middle on both of them, line them up, and now here's the interesting part. So I pre-drilled some pocket holes there, and you're going to need to do the same thing. So pre-drill your pocket hole so you can connect it to the top, and then try your best to flip that bad boy upside down and screw them in. Once you get them in, good to go. Nice and secure. Now repeat that all the way around. Once you got the top one in, you're good to go. And you can just work all the way around doing the pocket holes and using the little leverage from your knee if you need to, and screwing them in. Alright, and then just for a little extra stability, I screwed in, I did a little drill into the side so that I could screw the miters together on their corners. And this was just for a little added stability. Now I'm I'm screwing my last little bits, my 2.5-inch screws, into the tops of my miter. I'm sorry, the sides of my miters. Watch your screws because they will roll away. And I'm done. Now all I need to do is put some skin on it. See, light enough for me to carry. Alright, so now I found some wood. I actually get my wood from interesting places. I found some wood and I dismantled some pallets to get my 1x. And some are 1x6, some are 1x4. So you'll see that on the planter I mix and match them. So I'm just cutting them all down using a square to make sure that they're all the same size. So I'm picking up the piece that I cut before and using it to measure and cut the next. And I just keep a pile, toss it on the ground, toss the trash aside. So, wow! That's how it looks in the end.